this one because it starts very visually, and I know some people really like that visual representation. So we can see, if we just ignore the words even on the screen, we can see colours, and they are gradients of colours, and we're starting from an orangey colour and ending with blue. But isn't it fascinating when you look at the whole thing to see how it changes from one to the other? So we are going to look at the same thing with words, word gradients, looking at the nuance of the words, looking at the anchor points at the beginning and the end, which are often complete opposites, and then the way the meaning changes slightly and we can get across to something completely different. One of the things with word gradients that I find quite interesting, and I know that a very special student of mine who's with us today, we were looking at word gradients the other day, and there were a couple of things we slightly disagreed on in a very friendly way as to what order it would go in. And that's completely okay, in the same way that if you get three friends together, look at a bluey greeny colour, I bet some people will say it's green and some people will say it's blue. We all see things, interpret things slightly differently. So let's have a look. Okay, first of all, we're looking at emotions, feelings. I hope you like my little characters here. Although I have to say the sad one actually makes me feel a bit sad.
It's quite woeful.
So can you have a go at starting with the most sad one that you can find there, the one that's really, I'm trying not to say the word, but like maybe crying and just heartbroken, all the way through to the happiest. So have a go. Again, feel free to put it in the chat if you'd like to, or jot it down on a piece of paper. I'll give you a little bit of time. Think about what those words mean, and think about how we can go from one anchor point, so the most sad, through to the most happy. Helen's having a go.
Well, I know the one I want in the middle.
Yes, that's quite useful, isn't it?
Yeah, I found my middle word. I'm not going to say it though.
I almost said it in reply. Accidentally. There's a little bit of a clue. It's a word we use quite a lot. Okay, are we there? Let's have a go. So this is how I graded them. I went from devastated, absolutely devastated, to upset, to a little bit sad, and then okay. And I think that was our middle word we were thinking of, which is why I nearly said to Helen, okay, that's a good starting point. And then we've got happy, and then we've got elated, which means happy, but more than just a little bit happy, really happy. I think probably most of you were elated on the last day of term, knowing that the summer holidays were here. So hopefully you won't be devastated at any point during the holidays. I'd like to think that mostly you'll be that right-hand side of this, happy and elated. Okay, let's try another one. So from softly spoken to loud. Have a little think about those.
I think it helps to think what's at both ends, like you said, that anchor.
Anchor, definitely.
And then
the two anchor
think
points.
about the middle.
Yes, and we've got 5 words there, so we've got a definite middle.
Yeah.
So if you've got the starting word and the ending word in the middle, you're almost there. Let's have a little look. See if you agree with my order. So we start with whispered. This is the most softly spoken. And we go to murmured. It might be that I heard my brother murmur as he woke up. And then someone might have said something. I said to him, are we going to the beach today? Exclaimed. So we're getting a bit louder, aren't we? A bit more excitable. And then bellowed. Somebody might bellow their excitement about going to the beach. Did you have that order, Helen?
I actually did.
Brilliant, great. Okay, but again, don't worry if you slightly maybe whispered and murmured.
I
thought differently. I think that's the one that my student and I the other day thought might be the other way around. And we had a good conversation about it, and that's really important. Talk about words. Talk to your parents, carers, families, friends about what words mean.
And what the difference is between those two.
Yeah. Okay, another one. From cold to hot. So on one end, it's our coldest word, and then our hottest, the other end. But I haven't used the words cold and hot in there, so you need to work out which is the word that means the coldest out of those, which is the word that means the hottest, and then order the others in the middle. I'll try and be quiet for a few seconds to let you think.
Hard. Very hard.
Read the words out as well. Cool, tepid. I love that word, tepid, isn't it? Boiling, chilly, warm, freezing. And actually for adults with their children or students now, I think tepid is one of those words they wouldn't naturally use at the age of 9, 10, 11. But it's the kind of thing that does come up in the 11 plus, and we do want to be introducing them to words like that. Okay, let's have a look. So from the coldest, freezing, I don't think anyone would be freezing today with the lovely weather we've got. Then cold, chilly, cool, tepid. So there it is, that word tepid. In between cool and warm is tepid. And then warm, hot, and our final one, I have actually added in cold and hot here that weren't on the previous slide, just to see where they fit. And then the hottest of all that we've got on here, boiling. And I bet quite a few of you the last few days have felt pretty boiling because we've had such beautiful weather. Well done, give yourself another big pat on the back if you had a good go at those. Slow to fast, this is our final one on the gradients. So find your slow. This is another one that I had a discussion about the other day. So have a little think about which of those would be the slowest way of moving and which is the quickest way.
Yeah, and it really helps to find the quickest one you think, and then the slowest one, and then see where they meet in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it varies if we're looking at different ones. So sometimes it's easier to immediately spot the one that's going to be on the left side of it.
Yeah.
Here, for me, I think it's much quicker to see the fastest. Immediately I can see the fastest, and I have to think a little bit more about the slowest, the real meanings of those words.
Yeah.
And we've got 8 words here now.
Big gradient.
So let's have a look. Don't worry if you haven't quite finished it in your head, you can have a look as we go through these. So the slowest word that I've included was crawl. So a baby might crawl, or someone who's really worn out trying to get to the top of a mountain and they're crawling to the finish line almost.
Because some babies are quite quick.
That's true,
when they
actually.
crawl.
Yes, you can get very quick crawling. Yes, we need to think about different ways we would use the same word. That's why our language is a little bit tricky, but also really interesting and fascinating, and see it like that. See how you can play with words. So then someone who maybe's got an injury, maybe they've twisted their ankle, having fun at the beach. I keep talking about the beach, don't I? It's just that weather where it's not that I really want to be on the beach now or anything, honestly. I might go later. Maybe they've twisted their ankle, so they are limping. So they're not going to be as fast as someone who is walking. And then we've got meander. If you're meandering along, again, this is a beautiful word, and I would urge you to try and use meander in your writing. It's a lovely word. If you're not sure exactly what it means, here's a little follow-up task. Have a look at it later. Do you know that you can type in to the Google web address, define and a word, and it'll give you the meaning. So do that, maybe define meander and see what it comes up with.
Think of a river when I think of meander.
Yes, that's a nice little clue as well, isn't it, for the meaning there. And then a stroll, you might go for a stroll. I think if someone said to me, oh, Liz, would you like to meet for a stroll? I wouldn't expect a really fast walk.
No.
It's a leisurely walk.
Yeah.
And then just walk. Jog. So now we're starting to go a bit faster, aren't we? Because we're running, we're jogging. Run. So a jog is a slow type of run, and then a run. I'm starting to feel a bit hot and out of breath thinking about it, to be honest. And then the final one would be a sprint, which I have to say I quite like doing, but maybe not on such a hot day. So look where we've gone from crawling over the finish line, just about making it because you're so worn out, to sprinting as fast as you can, and all those words in between.
And that's us. So thank you ever so much. We're so pleased that you managed to join us. If you're watching this on catch up, then thank you. I hope you managed to take part in all the little activities. This is your moment now, when you get to that 11 plus, to really show off all that you know in that big, powerful, brilliant brain of yours, and to show off what you know with vocabulary. We want to be able to help you, so do have a look at what we're doing. You get a free trial, so there's no reason why you can't just go on and play for a couple of days, see if we can help boost your vocabulary for that 11 plus. And every success. Thank you for joining us. We wish you all the very best with that exam in September. And if it's coming around for you next year, then you've got a year of vocab boosting fun ahead of you. So I hope that there's been some good ideas for you here. Big thanks to Liz.
No problem.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.